The other one is kind of closer to the... I am going to a specialist. I really debated whether or not I was going to vlog this, but heck, I'm gonna vlog it, and then if I decide to post it, I decide to post it, and if I don't, then I don't. So that just makes my decision making so much easier. So about this doctor's appointment. So between November 2023 and March 2024, somewhere between there, I got a cyst on my breast. It's hard for me not to. Okay, I got a cyst on my breast. Okay, and I ended up getting it. Okay, long story short, I got 2 cysts on my breast, except they were cysts that just would not stop cysting, as in like they were just cysts that would not go away, and now they never got gross or oozy or like never had to drain them or anything like that. And keep in mind, this is going back 2 years ago that I got this. Like, this wasn't just like, you know, something I've had this year. This has been 2 years. As soon as I was a teenager, I became prone to cysts. I have become pretty good at managing it for the most part, but between that period of time that I was mentioning, 2022 or 2023 and 2024, there's a period of time that I was going through a lot, and I was having very unhealthy spurts, let's say, and I was going through a lot of healing and detachment and all that fun stuff. And so I had 2 cysts on my breast, on my breast, and so I went to the doctors, and they referred me to a specialist, which is where I am now, which is crazy. It took like a year to get this appointment, but they also referred me to a dermatologist. Now, when I went to the dermatologist, they looked at my breast, and they were like, yeah, this is weird. Like, basically they were like, it probably doesn't look like cancer, is what they said. Like, I went for an MRI, I did all these things, and so funny that when the dermatologist was reading the report from the doctor, it literally said something like, probably not cancerous. Like, he's like, what does that mean? That's literally saying it's inconclusive. So anyways, the dermatologist was like, okay, let me go ahead and do a biopsy. And I'm like, okay, what does biopsy consist of? And they're like, basically it was like taking a chunk out of your breast. And I was like, excuse me, one momento before we decide anything here. I said to him, I've been prone to cysts my whole life. Are we sure this is just not like cyst? And he was like, well, I didn't really see, like, I guess with the cyst there's like this peak in there, I don't know. So then he took like this and looked inside of my, and he was like, oh, I think you're right, it actually does look like there is one. So he almost did a fucking biopsy, taking a chunk out of my titty for a cyst. I'm like, boy. But anyways, listen, I don't want to do a biopsy, but if it's like they think that I need to, then I'll fucking do it. Like, it's fine. Listen, I'm at the point in my life now where it's like, I was insecure about many parts of my body, including my breast, for so many years, and it was almost as if, as I became comfortable in my own skin in a very, like, sober, physical way, that it was just like, then this shit happens, and I'm literally like, mother... It's fine, I trust, and listen, I've now had over a year. Now it's honestly like a part of me, and it's almost so little now that I forgot that it was even like an issue, because it is like they have reduced so much compared to where they were. Whereas now, I'm just gonna show you, holy sweaty, wow, I did not expect that. Okay, so here is the one. It's so tiny. It's just like a little tiny blemish. Just a little tiny blemish. And then the other one is kind of closer to the... It's down here. There. Just very tiny. They just look like little blemishes now. But that's okay. I actually came super early because my trunk doesn't close. But luckily, like, I backed into a bush. So my trunk doesn't close. I have it bungee corded thanks to my neighbors. I have an appointment on Monday at the dealership. Anyway, so yeah. Honestly, like, that just looks like so many different things. It's so tiny now. It used to be freaking big, and I used to be so insecure about it. And I was just like, oh, God, the feelings I had. But, like, One thing that I can say for certain is the guy who is for me, the guy that I'm like meant to be with, won't give a fuck about anything on my physical being like that. That is very like, they're not gonna care. They're not gonna care. Listen, out of all the fucking relationships that I've been in, like, guys just don't care. And so I don't feel insecure going into a relationship with it, even if it was at its worst, which is so freeing for me to feel and say. So another part of me is like considering, do I post this? And I'm like, why not? Why the fuck not? So I'm gonna post this video as I'm like talking to myself through it, and also like, yeah, all I want to make sure is that it's not cancerous, and like it's not something that's going to get worse, which I'm telling you, this is nothing compared to what it was. Nothing. So I'm grateful for that. And I feel very lucky, and I'm grateful that I got this appointment. And I'll just end it by saying, so fucking funny driving here. First time I've like driven a distance with my trunk, the bungee corded, and I'm going over those fucking speed bumps on these fucking roads. And I'm like going like, it says like 30. I'm going like 25, and my trunk still goes poop. I can feel like a poop like it open. It's 111 right now, and I just got out of the doctor's. First off, the doctor was like, gave like McDreamy vibes, okay? You know. Except he wore a mask, which was like not as like, yeah. So less, but anyways, fucking funny. So throughout the appointment, he's asking me all these questions and going through all this stuff. But there is another person that lives in a city very close by me who also has the same name as me. Anyway, so when I go to these other places on many occasions at this point, like I don't know how many times this has happened, but on many occasions they grab her file instead of my file, and they will tell me like, one of the things was like, oh, you had chronic bronchitis, or what is it, other pneumonia, you get like, oh, you've had pneumonia, and they like go through this, and I'm like, no, I've not had pneumonia, like maybe when I was a kid. But anyway, so they always mix up our file, and I think that maybe something similar like that happened, because I'm in this appointment with this doctor, this little McDreamy. Well, we'll call it, I don't even know. I feel like that's like putting, because he's wearing a mask, and it was just like, but like he had the hair, and it was just, anyways, he was like fucking way younger than I thought for a fucking doctor. Anyway, I should say breast doctor, oncologist. No, oh, it is an oncologist. What was his but anyways, so I go in, we talked, and I just was just like, I showed him my I pretty much did the same thing to him. Well, because I'm sitting, I'm like, you want to see it? And I just whipped out my and he was just like, yeah, can I touch it? I'm like, yeah, you can. So then he like poked around a little bit. But anyways, then he starts talking about how the age in Ontario, or maybe Canada, has changed, where before they will encourage you to go get a mammogram after the age of 50 is what it used to be, and now they just dropped the age down to 40. So he's like, you don't need to get a referral or anything for that. You can call any of the screening places and be like, yo, like, because I had said something like I've lived enough years to be 50. Like, if somebody looked at where I came from, my life, my past, my everything, I'm like, I've lived enough years to be 50 at this point. And the way I feel is similar to how like 40, 50-year-olds feel when it comes to like, I'm listening to different podcasts or listening to different comedians, and when I listen to people that I feel most aligned with, they're usually in their 40s or 50s. But that's not who I necessarily want to hang out with. I want to hang out. Anyways, I just love people in general, so it doesn't matter their age. I honestly don't even care about ages. But then I was just like, oh, so when I call, I just am like, oh, I'm 35, but and he's like, wait, you're 35? And then he looked at the full file. He said, it says that you're 45 in this file. And he's like, when is your birthday? I told him my birthday. He's like, yep, this is not correct. He's like, probably a typo. But I'm like, really? This has happened so many times now that I can almost guarantee it's the other girl that I always get mixed up with, which would make sense that she's like a decade older than me. I did know her birthday at one point, because they came in and was like, oh, send my name and then my date of birth. And then I was like, that's not my date of birth. But anyways, I didn't remember her age, to be honest, because That was one of the first occurrences that it had happened. Anyways, good thing we have different dates of birth. And yeah, he basically was like, yeah, okay, like, you're fine, monitor it. If you choose that you want to get rid of it, here's my card, give me a call. But he's like, as for now, like, if you're okay with it, like, it looks fine. And he said getting a mammogram, because he actually said, oh, they're not even going to do a mammogram on you. And he said, I was just suggesting it in general because it's good health at your, what I thought was your age. But he was like, I also thought, oh, she looks young for 45. But then I was like, I don't think he actually thought that. But it's fine. I don't care. I'm not offended. I've been told that I looked old from a very, very young age. And then as I got older, people thought I was younger. So honestly, age is just a number to me. I just like go with what feels the best instead of like, you know, it's like I've had friends 10 years older or 10 years younger. And I feel like it's all about the person. It's not about the age. So anyway, I am gonna go now. My phone is at 10%. Yeah, I think that's it. So that's the solution. Just live my life. I think my lifestyle changes in the last year or two have been very helpful for my overall body, let alone not just like cyst wise, but in general. So I am grateful that I don't worry about this very much anymore. Actually, I literally forgot about it. It's literally just become a part of me. I was so embarrassed about it at the beginning. I was so embarrassed. There's nothing else I can do. It's like I can't change it. The only thing I can change about it is like doing better in the future. So it means not wearing my bra as much as I want to wear my bra. Anyways, I'm just going to end it here. I do certain things to help myself not get cysts as much as my body is like, ooh, wanting to get cysts. Not that my body wants to get cysts, but like I've had cysts my whole life that like I do certain things in order to protect myself from them getting worse. So anyways, I don't even can say all this in this video. This is a lot. It's already a 20-minute video and I somehow got to cut it down to 10 minutes, or maybe I'll leave it at 20. We'll see. But anyways, okay, I am going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.